Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It is time for the TLS3 round of 24 day 2, where we're going to be bringing you guys groups C and D.
Yeah, and these are some cool groups. I hope everyone's really looking forward to it, especially after last week's interesting performance, where we saw some possibly slightly unexpected results. And today, people might think they've got the measure of it, but it still promises to possibly have an upset here and there.
Yeah, it was quite interesting, as you say. So Group A, I think, was probably went roughly to my expectations. We had, spoiler alert, True Touch going out 2-0, advancing from the group, and then Dragon following him 2-1. Sadly, the two Terrans did get knocked out of the group. Well, sadly for Terran players, I guess.
Yeah, sadly for them.
And from Group B, though, was the interesting one where Andre actually managed to take it 2-0 with Michael, who was supposed to be the group favorite, actually bombing out 0-2. That was very unexpected, and Zaraki, of course, did manage to get second place there to advance as well.
Zaraki, you can say that he wouldn't be so unexpected. But Andre was a bit of a surprise to many people, I'm sure. Though he's proven himself that he does have some real innate quality as a player. I think he's going to have to, work really, really hard to really push himself to the next level in the next stage of the tournament. But he's made it this far, so he must be doing a whole bunch of stuff right. So that should be interesting.
Definitely.
But yeah, this week we've got some really, really interesting stuff. And the first group is going to be Group C, which is going to be featuring the talents of Bizzy, Kenzie, Enjoy Me, and FremAN. Or is it FremAN? How do we say it?
I'm going to go with FremAN because there's no two... Like, if there were two E's there, I would say FremAN.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I'm pretty sure we're pronouncing it wrong either way since he's French. But
I'm
going to go with FremAN.
Yeah, okay, let's say FremAN. So yeah, we've got Bizzy, Kenzie, Enjoy Me, and FremAN. And again, people are probably going to call this one, they're going to say probably Bizzy and Kenzie to go through. But FremAN, I think, is a little bit of an unknown kind of guy in this one. He's performed quite solidly throughout the qualifiers, and he's quite recently back from SC2, I understand. So,
Yep.
So taking that into account, kind of each week that goes by, he becomes more of an unknown because his playtime so far has been so short, but he's already got back up to a very good standard. So it's hard to really kind of imagine how far his play can move each week in recapturing his old skill. So that's kind of interesting.
It does make it very exciting to watch him, though.
Yeah.
Just have it, this whole group in particular, I think. So you've got FremAN and Kenzie, sort of both kind of recently getting back into action. Then you've got Enjoy Me, the guy who's kind of always somehow sticking around and making it into TLSs, and you don't really know quite how good he is and whether he's really up there, but somehow manages to sneak into the round of 24 every time anyway. So he's got to be doing something good. And then Bizzy, the guy who broke my heart last season by going out in the round of 16. Of course, he was in the group of death. He was with Siki and Draw and Bakuryu, and it was a very hard group, but he was one of my hopes to actually knock Siki out, and then he completely failed in his series against Bakuryu and threw a one game and then lost it in the group. So I have nothing against the other three players, but I really, really want Bizzy to advance. But other than that, I mean, whoever advances from this group, they're not gonna add to the ZVZ pool, shall we say? Because even Kenzie is a race picker, so I actually don't really mind too much who advances.
Exactly. So it's win-win-win-win. You can't go wrong. It's only going to end well. And yeah, Bizzy, one of those exciting players. Two Protoses representing and Kenzie in there for good measure. It's going to be really nice mixture today. Really, really nice.
What do you think about Group D then, Elican? We got 3 Zergs plus Rams.
Yeah, we have, haven't we? It's going to be an interesting one. I would say I'm not really too familiar with Sacred. I don't really...
Oh, sorry to interrupt. Quick correction on my little graphic here. It does still say 0, but he did unfortunately have to drop out of the group because he's on holiday in Italy for like 3 weeks or something. So he is, of course, replaced by Sacred, who's on a second life, basically. He's free-rolling after he actually lost to Cozy in a tiebreaker match that we casted a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a funny one. You get a second chance coming back from the grave.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is going to be a curious group. I can't imagine Sacred making it through. That's just my personal feeling. I'm
Yeah,
not too
unless he
familiar
gets
with.
like really lucky in ZVZs and get some favorable builds or something. I think it'll be hard.
I think it's hard to get lucky against Bakaru in ZVZ, especially
It's true. It's true.
because he really seems to know his stuff, and I think that I think being knowledgeable kind of takes some of the luck out of things.
But I do have some insider info on that though, which is
Oh
that
yeah,
Bakuryu has been fairly busy recently. I think he had some big exams or something, so he wasn't playing that much StarCraft. And he also said that he didn't have a large number of replays of Cozy or Sacred ZVZs to study, so it
yeah.
would be more difficult for him to prepare for these matches. Um,
That's all talk. I've seen him
yeah.
online quite a lot. He's out there.
Is he like the draw level of inactive? Is that what's going on here?
Yeah, I think so. Only 100 games a week. Meh.
Yeah, that's nothing, man.
Yeah, not compared to Jadon maybe. But Bakaru, yeah, I'd say that even if he hasn't been in his best recently, I'd say he's definitely in there above Sacred to be sure. Rams, I call me crazy, but I never ever trust Rams to bring his best. He can be so patchy for me. So Rams could really go either way today. As far as I'm concerned, he could come out looking great, or he could bomb. It really.
See, I didn't even know if Rams would show up. Like I had to confirm, like an hour ago. I had to check with Tupac. Like Rams played, right? Like he showed up because he's so hard to get a hold of. It's just like he's rarely online, and he takes forever to answer PMs and things, and it's just always nerve wracking whether he'll actually be there. Like he seems pretty reliable. He hasn't actually flaked out or anything. But he's just like,
It's just hard to get
you're
hold
not
of.
actually sure, or at least I'm not actually sure what he's doing or where he's going to be. And yet he kind of just randomly shows up and plays pretty baller games. So I guess that's pretty good. And of course, I think a lot of people think he's the favorite of this group as well, despite me not seeing him like anywhere recently.
That's what kind of blows my mind a little bit. I don't know how people can call him the favorite when he's been really out of the public eye, shall we say, for quite a while. I can't remember the last time I did see him.
Yeah.
It was certainly a long time ago.
Maybe he's been doing secret hermit training.
Well, he is in Russia, so who knows what goes on over there. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, he's just been fighting bears and stuff.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing you got to
Stuff.
contend with in Russia. Then get home and get B minus.
All in a day's work. All in a day's work. Okay, so anyway, back to Group C then, which is of course the first group we're going to be doing. It is once again FremAN versus Bizzy, and then Enjoy Me versus Kenzie, and then the group will play out same as last week with a winner's match, losers match, and the final match with 2 players advancing from the group. So our first match is going to be FremAN versus Bizzy, a TVP on Destination. How do you like Desti for TVP, Elgin?
I like it from the Terran's perspective. I think it works out nice for Terran. People may disagree with me. I'm not quite sure how the map balances overall on Destination, but I feel like it's all right for Terran. I feel like their opportunities to push are quite good. Their chances once they get past that sort of awkward middle of the map bit before they get to the bridges in the middle. After that, I feel like they've got really nice choices and they've got really good positions to take. And also pushing towards third bases. If the third base is taken on the high ground for the Protoss, then I feel like the Terran can, really bear down on that going across the bridge outside the third base, and that could be really, really difficult for Protoss. But having said that, I think that things like some maybe slightly cheeky strategies like Reaver and Proxy DT strategies can be pretty good on Destination as well. So
Absolutely.
Terran's got to be on their game.
Absolutely. I mean, I think the only real thing I'd add to that is kind of once you get to the really, really late game on Destination, Protoss is sort of forced into going carriers, which is why I personally don't really like playing really long PVTs on this map, because I prefer just sticking to ground armies and arbiters, which is quite difficult with all those bridges on the map. But otherwise, I think everything is pretty much as you said. So, going into this then, who are you going to pick, FremAN or Bizzy?
Bizzy.
Gonna go with Bizzy. You got the easy choice. Alright then, I'm gonna root for my Protoss brother. FremAN has got this. I did actually post in the live report thread, I said FremAN would destroy everyone in 2013, because none of the staff picked him. I got your back, FremAN. I got your back. I don't know if that's your name, but I got your back.
FremAN. FremAN, it's French, you Philistine.
Anyway, whatever. We're going into game number 1, Elegant. Are you ready?
I'm ready, let's do it.
Here we go. here we go at the 12 o'clock position as the Yellow Terran, we have Bizzy Pain. And at the 6 o'clock position as the Peach Protoss. Whoa!
What happened there?
We have NG FremAN.
That's the teal Peach Protoss.
Hey, to be fair, like if you look at the bottom of the Nexus, there is some teal bits on it.
Is that what got you?
It must be. In fact, you know what?
Yeah, is he teal?
I would argue that the surface area of teal on this Nexus is almost equivalent to the amount of peach on the Nexus.
That's blown my mind, but you're right.
Ha!
I've never even noticed that.
Take that.
I would say maybe it's even a bit more, because it gives you kind of a sneaky hint of the back of the Nexus as well.
Exactly. And you can't see the peach on the back, you can only see the teal.
That's... wow.
You see?
Blizzard need to get on that.
It's a bug.
That is some serious
game changing, man. How are you supposed to win a game when you don't even know what color you are?
Exactly. Now that we're taking a closer look, I appreciate the Nexus in all its glory now. I've never noticed the big kind of gate in the side of it. Do you see that?
Wait, what? Okay. Oh yeah.
Never really seen that. That's cool. Nexus is really cool.
Yeah, pretty cool, man.
I often think of them as like little toys. I never really think of them as great big buildings, but I guess they are.
Hey man, that's why we're Protoss. We got the coolest buildings.
Oh, if you could buy a little Nexus model, I would definitely have one on my desk. I would in a flash, in a heartbeat.
That would be cool. Just like a little Nexus paperweight or something.
Yeah. So someone needs to make that. Team Liquid's full of people making random fan art stuff. Someone needs to make
That's
one.
true. That's true. People make like random plushies and things all the time.
Oh,
Matt Folon even makes chainmail. Let's get him to make a chainmail Nexus.
Yeah. Oh my
anyway,
God.
quick intermission to talk about the game. It looks like we have a wall in from Bizzy, followed by a in the main scout, just to make sure there's no random gateways building in there. And now he's happy, nothing's going on. He's gonna put a second depot here, and that will be a completely tight wall. Well, not marine tight, but it'll be tight against all the Protoss units.
Fun of it.
Yep. And oh, I just remembered also, since we were talking about colors of players. I noticed while watching Bisu's stream that he doesn't actually use allied colors. Like, and he doesn't even use it on the minimap.
Whoa.
It's crazy. You know, like most pro gamers, even if they don't use it on the main map to change the colors, they always change the minimap colors so your opponent's red. Yeah. Because it's much easier to see. But
I thought that was like a universal constant. That's very strange.
It's crazy, man.
Is he one of those guys who uses the no terrain minimap? Because I've always found that strange.
I don't think so. I think he does have terrain on. Actually, as far as I know, or at least among this, like the notable ex-pro gamers, I think only C uses the black minimap, right? Most other players do use the minimap terrain.
Yeah, because it always seemed a bit crazy because I feel like I need the minimap terrain. I've never tried playing without it, but you know, I feel better knowing it's there. Yeah, like looking at it now, even on destination, I would feel a little bit lost. With the minimap looking like this, it's just confusing.
I guess if they only play on Fighting Spirit, it's probably okay.
Exactly. That's the trick of it. We do have the SCV being pushed out to the Protoss main base now, so it is now time for Bizzy to do whatever he sees fit. Cheese or no cheese. It looks like it's going to be no cheese for the time being. He's got a third Dragoon on the way. He's got range happening as well, which is about halfway done at this point. And he's going to scout out all the way to the Terran base with his Mr. Dragoon. Oh, and he's going to catch a second SCV scout on its way out. That is a bit nasty for poor Bizzy. Sorry, did I get the names mixed up there? I think I did. Yeah.
No, I think you're good.
Okay. Well, anyway, Bizzy is going to have his second SCV pushed back into his main. Unfortunately for him, he's going to be totally in the dark as to what FremAN is doing, but we are going to see a Nexus happening in FremAN's natural. This is very, very standard stuff. This is, this is common or garden Protoss. This is basic stuff. And meanwhile, we have a CC happening as well for Bizzy at the other side of things, being made ready to float out into the natural.
Yeah, definitely a standard opening. I guess, like, on the scale of standard economic openings, I'd say this is, like, on the greedy end. So you can do, if you want to be safer, you can go, like, one gate, obs, and then expand. But he's just opting for the one gate expand. I think part of the reason is because it is destination. You can't abuse the bridges. Oh, he's trying to do a little sneak here, trying to get that tank. I don't think he can do that. He's going to lose a goon here, I'm pretty sure, unless the tank doesn't catch on the way. Okay, so he's going to get a little bit lucky there. The tank probably actually could have just came down onto the edge of the cliff and gotten this goon, but yeah. So basically, he's doing the slightly greedy variation of a standard fast expand, just because these bridges make it very easy to micro with small numbers of goons and hold off any kind of strong FD push. Even a 2-fact, which should kind of kill the 1-gate expand, can probably sort of be held off, I guess, depending on the micro. Oh man, he's baiting the goons in. And why is Siege Mode done already? Was this not an FD?
No, he's been working on Siege for a while now. Sorry, I should let you keep talking, but it looks like FremAN is going to be forced back over the bridge. It's not too difficult. He lost a lot of health with those 2 goons. Look at that. Both of them nearly dead. And one Dragoon, ooh, almost wandering into the natural by itself as well. Silly goon. Oh, what is he doing? What is he doing? Is this a good idea? He's going to try and catch these siege tanks. I don't think this is a good idea at all. With his damage, FremAN is going to wander all the way, and he's going to take out 1 tank, but that's really not enough. Another one comes to take his place instantly. And an SCV is going to sneak all the way over to his main base as well. I don't know if that was worth it. 2 Dragoons for 1 tank. Not sure about that.
Yeah, that's pretty questionable. I mean, picking off early tanks is generally good, but in that case, you know, he had the damage goons as well, and siege tanks were already set up in position. Maybe if he tried to sneak around the right side a little bit more and try to avoid the tank on the cliff, that might have been better. I mean, I can sort of understand the principle. The idea is that 4 goons will kill a siege tank in just 2 volleys. So you can oftentimes get favorable pickoffs like that if you're sort of lucky and the Terran hasn't positioned correctly, but Bizzy's a little bit too good for that, so it didn't quite work out. But you know, it's not the end of the world. I mean, he's still just taking out a Stormwall. Looks like we're actually gonna have a Reaver coming out from FremAN as well.
Oh, look at that. So FremAN going for a little bit of the late Reaver action. The late Reaver can be good though, you know, because the Terran expects it early, and if it doesn't turn up early, the Terran can often just kind of write off the possibility and doesn't even defend against it. And so the late Reaver can actually be really, really nice for that exact reason. Bizzy looking slightly suspicious of something though. He's got 2 siege tanks knocking about in his main. I'm not quite sure why that is.
He's got a starport as well.
So those 2 siege tanks may be making ready to go for a drop behind the natural mineral line of FremAN, which of course can be really, really nice on this map and really kind of difficult to clean up. Yeah, that starport's going to be finished very soon. But no sign of any more missile turrets in the main or the natural yet. Just 1 missile turret in total here, which could mean there's a great window for the Reaver.
Oh man, that is pretty ballsy. That's basically just an anti-DT thing, but that's not even stopping a DT drop.
Yeah.
It's just like an anti-DT walk into the natural turret. I don't know why he wouldn't build 1 at the in each mineral line. That's absolutely standard. He's basically cutting a corner here. He's taking a risk that I don't really understand why he needs to take. I mean, I would definitely say, you know, he's a better player than FremAN. I mean, no offense to FremAN, but Bizzy's amazing.
He's really good.
I don't know why he needs to, like, cut these kind of corners. But then again, you know, you'd think that Flash wouldn't have to cut any corners either, and he does that shit all the time.
Exactly.
So,
I guess cutting corners is quite an integral part of being a better player in some significant ways. It just gives you those little advantages, you know, throughout the game.
Yep.
I don't know if it really makes such a difference here because
it's all good until Gear makes a Reaver and you don't make any anti-air and you lose in Pro League and your 13-0 win streak. You know, it's all good until then.
That is bad times, isn't it? Cutting corners, good, like 13 times out of 14. But oh, look at this! We might have a bit of Reaver action on those 2 siege tanks. Not even getting 1 shot off FremAN, wasting his first Reaver opportunity. Boom! There we go. He gets 3 SCVs. Will he get a shot on the tank? He had 3 shots. He could have hit both those siege tanks at once there. They were clumped. That was prime.
Oh, he's going to try it now, though. He's going to try it. Nice split on the siege tank. He's going to try and minimize the splash damage.
Yeah, he's going to do a perfectly fine job.
Shot on each. 1 more shot on each tank will kill them, but he can't afford to drop the Reaver anymore. He's going in the front with goons. Oh my goodness, there's 2 tanks here. Is this going to be enough? He's going to get the goon on the bottom for sure. He might try and go for the top one. No, the building wall is too strong here. Really great building wall by Bizzy, but there is a Reaver now. It's going to drop on the tank on the high ground. There's nothing defending it. I don't know where the other 2 tanks went. Oh, they're already going down to the natural, so the tank on the high ground is going to fall. The 4 goons are still in the natural, but they just can't get through here. There's just too much of a wall. And they're going to have to retreat, and they can't even retreat, they're stuck! Oh man, he's going to lose an extra goon on the retreat. He might even lose a second one here, but where'd the Reaver go? The Reaver's going back into the main. Looks like, though, the 2 tanks are here, and now there's a Wraith to chase away that shuttle.
Wow, yeah, that is a very, very interesting attack from FremAN, but he's not looking like he's going to save the Reaver. FremAN,
but there's a drop in the back of the natural as well.
Oh no! He loses.
Oh my god, there's a siege tank with 9 kills at the back of the natural as well. He's lost the shuttle and he got dropped at the same time. There were 2 vultures and a tank. Everything is going crazy here.
He he saw the drop though. That's a little bit disappointing. He saw it loading up when he went in with his Reaver, and now he finds himself many probes down, a shuttle and a Reaver down, a few Dragoons down, and he did really relatively little damage there to Bizzy. He didn't hit the economy at all. He got maybe 2 or 3 siege tanks in total. It really didn't feel very good.
But somehow he still got a decent supply lead, Elegant. He's at 93 against 75, and his third base is up and running.
Yeah, he's had that third for a little while, which kind of interesting. Busy looking like now he's going to throw down a bunch more factories, but it's a bit of an odd timing. That Wraith going to fruitlessly throw its life away in a little group of Dragoons. And Bizzy is establishing a pretty tenuous tank line right here, although FremAN might get a little bit over enthusiastic. He's going to try and go in with his Dragoons, and there's going to be mines all over them. Oh, this could be really, really bad for the Protoss player. This needs to not happen. But maybe it'll work a little bit, sort of, but not really. All the Dragoons are dead. Talk about a supply lead.
What the hell was that? And he's still ahead in supply, so it doesn't even matter. That was pretty weird. That was so weird that I had something else to say and I completely forgot now.
Something about him being ahead in supply.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, it looks like we're going to have some more tech coming out, so it's going to be some Arbiters here. We got the Stargate and the Archives. Got 3 tanks rolling down to the bottom right. That's pretty risky, though. 3 tanks by themselves with 1 Vulture support. Seems like easy pickings. We got 1 more tank coming up and a few SCVs. Meanwhile, it looks like a big old transfer going down through the middle of the map. And
no.
FremAN is really regretting now losing all those goons. He has no good way to stop this attack. And oh man, he's going to suicide his goons again. What?
Bizzy is just all over this. Oh, 2 SCVs going down to 1 Spider-Man splash damage. But where are FremAN's observers? I don't see a single observer with his army. There's an observer way back there, but he just wanted a bunch of goons into Spider-Mines. That is just... what?
Yeah, that's pretty dubious.
Yeah. Very
dubious. I mean, now the Vultures are coming in as well, and he doesn't even have like any speed loss. I don't really know how he's even going to stop this, despite the Terran having a really small force. He's going to get a decent angle on the first tank, and this mine could be huge. This mine is going to be huge.
Oh no!
Oh man! Oh, he's going to mine drag.
Yeah. I don't think like 6 Dragoons for 1 good flashy mine drag is really going to do it somehow.
Hey man, mine drag is always worth it, Elkin. Always.
If there's a good screenshot in it, it's worthwhile. You'll be remembered. You may not win the game, but you'll be remembered. Looks like he may finally clean up these tanks with a little attack of zealots and a handful of dragoons into the bargain as well. But Bizzy has used this great opportunity to get his third really up and running. And oh no, a bunch of vultures make it into the third base of FremAN, and they're going to wreak havoc on these probes, and the dragoons taking another mine hit on the way in, and there is still a siege tank on the ramp at that base up there. So this is not efficient at all for FremAN. He's losing so many units. This is bad. He may look kind of like he's still doing okay, but he is all over the place right now. I mean, really all over the place.
Yeah, I don't think he even looks like he's doing okay. I think he looks exactly as he is, which is in pretty bad shape.
Yeah, he's just kind of running all over the map. Using
we got a random 1 zealot drop going to kill that tank. That was pretty awesome. Oh, yeah. Got him.
You
get that tank.
Zealot. Back to Aya. Come back as a Dragoon later and get thrown into a tank line.
Meanwhile, we got some Vultures going around the back of the natural again. Something is shooting something I can hear, and I don't know where it is. Anyway, it looks like, using a scan just to be annoying, pick off some of these probes in the back. Only one of these Vultures looks like it's even in range. I'm pretty sure you can get 2 in range. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
And the scan wears out, so that's the end of that. Whoa, what was that? Oh, some goons coming in. So these Vultures are not going to last too long, but yeah, I mean, 3 base against 3 base, Bizzy's closed the supply lead. In fact, it's exactly even supply. And FremAN, he's got his Arbiters on the way. Arbiters are pretty good.
They're pretty good. But are they that good? Because FremAN is now level on basis with the Terran. He's taking quite a lot of economic heat, shall we say. Although his probe count still seems in pretty decent shape. He's not exactly struggling for probes. But he doesn't show any immediate intention of taking a 4th. So his army control, in order to go blow for blow with a Terran player on equal basis, has to be impeccable. And it hasn't been impeccable so far. I think we could use many words to describe it, but impeccable is not one of them.
That would not be one of the words I'd pick either. Nope.
No.
Definitely not. Anyway, he's got an empty shuttle chilling with his goon army. He's got no zealots that I can see anywhere. Bizzy's got way more factories in him than he has gateways as well. Bizzy's got like 8 factories, and he's only on 6 gates. He's just now added a couple more gateways, so everything kind of going badly. But he is getting another base at least. And if he can kind of stop Bizzy from getting this 9 o'clock, that'll be good. But I don't really see how he's going to stop him. I really like this expansion pattern from Bizzy. Look at this, kind of just crawling down the left side of the map. He's already invested a lot in this like semi-wall in the middle of the map to help defend the top left. So might as well go take this base as well. It's so easy because you can see all he has to do is defend this narrow ramp, and the top narrow ramp is already covered by his defense of the top left base.
Honestly, I fear that from a Terran doing this little crawl to that 4th base. I think that's really underused on Destination. This is a great position for Bizzy, and he's got a great position as well at the top of that ramp now, because his defense is also a kind of offensive move as well, because he's out there. He's got siege tanks right up at the front on a cliff, basically camped outside the Protoss 4th base, which is a beautiful position, because if he ever then decides to move across those bridges with any kind of army, he's got great cover from up there on the high ground, and all those mines mean it's virtually unbreakable with anything but a huge Protoss force and probably a recall into the bargain as well. So FremAN, sorry, has really got his work cut out for him, and I strongly advise that he doesn't try and move up that ramp, especially with the Rhinodon.
Oh! Blocked by the Rhinodon! Oh my god, he has to kill the Rhinodon to get up! Sickest cock block ever! What the hell? Oh man, oh no, no, what? What is going on here?
Somehow that didn't go nearly so badly as it should have gone. What the hell?
How did he not lose like 8 goons right there? I don't understand.
I literally don't know what happened with those mines. I think I'll have to watch that again later. What just happened in the natural and what just happened in the main?
We've got like 14 kills between 3 vultures in the main. I think they just killed all of the probes in the natural while we were freaking out about Rhinodon.
That Rhinodon though, he should be thanking the Rhinodon. He was about to run up a ramp into siege tanks and mines. That would have ended seriously horribly. A big number of vultures coming into the 4th base right here, and they're going to be able to catch plenty of probes before they inevitably go down to the 3 cannons. See, cannons are good, but when you get enough vultures, you can just kind of ignore them, which is a bit annoying, really. But a fair few of the probes do survive, despite losing a good count of their number. And FremAN...
Somehow FremAN is still ahead in supply. I don't know how this is possible. He's at 146 against 142. I guess every time Bizzy does one of those vulture runs, he is losing a lot of, or pro-prass runs, he is losing a lot of vultures as well. But obviously that's still beneficial in the long term for him. One other thing. Oh yes, in fact, in the super late game, once your vultures are upgraded, you can even just like muscle down cannons, because cannons don't get upgrades, right? So they don't scale into the late games. And random arbiter at the right side getting EMP'd and chased down by Goliaths. I don't know if that was supposed to be a recall or not. Presumably it was, but it might even die now. And boom, nice catch.
Very good catch from Bizzy. That's nice little bit of game sense there to imagine that arbiter would be hanging around in that area. FremAN, as you say, he is level on supply, but that's kind of about the only thing he is level on. When you look at Bizzy's command of his side of the map, it's looking really good. And FremAN just keeps bleeding units into
he still has no obs.
He just keeps bleeding units into these mines. He has had obs tech for a long time, as you would certainly hope, but doesn't really seem to be too keen on using it. He's moving all the way to the top right hand corner, neatly forgetting that his opponent is just simply wandering down the left hand side pretty much at his convenience. That's kind of interesting.
Why does he not make obs? Oh, does he have an? No, he doesn't have an obs. No, that's just a cloaked goon. Man, what is up with him in obs? Make obs, dude. It's okay.
He's got gas.
Yeah.
He just doesn't want to make observers. And how is he going to get over to the left hand side? He's somehow lucking his way through over to the left with 2 dragoons, but they're just going to die now to that little minefield right there, which is really, really bad. There you go. And sending in some more.
Oh, one more.
And another one, maybe?
Not quite.
See, this is really, really strange. I don't know why he's making such a massive oversight right here. This is really really weird to watch. He has got 1 observer as far as I can see, and that's right in the middle of the map.
Maybe he thinks he's playing one of those TL Arena challenges, you know, where you have the hero and you have random people play him, but he gets handicaps. I'm pretty sure one of the challenges was no obs. In fact, I think was it Oystein played with that challenge, and he basically just masked zealots and DTs to clear mines. Yes, he actually just spammed DTs for mine clearing because he wasn't allowed to make obs. It was pretty awesome.
DTs?
Yep.
Why DT?
I have no idea.
Okay,
I don't think I even watched it. This is what I heard.
Maybe he just had gas to spare. It looks like FremAN is actually going to move forward under the cover of an observer, which is great. A very damaged observer, just making it out alive with 1 hit point left. So good for him. And finally, FremAN is making a little bit of headways into loosening Bizzy's control over his side of the map. But Bizzy's about ready to push here. He is finally maxed out. He has a decent bank. He should basically slam down a bunch more factories and go for it, because FremAN is still not maxed and he does not have a significant bank. He has maybe 1k in the bank, which is alright, but his gateway count is
he needs to not
minuscule.
clump like this. 2 EMPs are gonna just annihilate this army, right? Everything is clumped. Why is he doing this? I mean, very standard practice late game is to just have all your control groups at least spread out. So at most you'll like get 1 control group EMP'd, but this is just horrible.
Yeah, this is
and Bizzy scanned it too, so Bizzy could actually just send out a random vessel and get it EMP'd. Oh, we might have a recall on the left side though. We are gonna have a recall. There is a vessel there. It does have energy, and oh my god, look at that reaction! And it was perfectly aimed too. Notice he aimed ahead of the Arbiter where it was going. Perfect.
Hey, for a guy who's meant to be rooting for FremAN, you're sounding a bit, you know, a bit enthusiastic.
Hey, I'm just pointing out how good Bizzy is, so that when FremAN wins, it's even more glorious.
Yeah, that's true, but that's looking increasingly unlikely as Bizzy makes a massive push. Oh my god, look at that counter tank. That is terrifying. He's got 2 control groups of tank reds in the middle of the map.
Whoa.
Whole bunch of flats, whole bunch of vultures.
Whoa.
That is a scary Terran army. And FremAN, I don't know what he's doing, but it looks like he's kind of messing around on his side of the map. He's hoping Terran's going to come his way, but I think if Bizzy goes anywhere, it's going to be over to the left-hand side and just crush that 4th base.
Changing directions.
Yeah, using a maxed out force to take a new base. That's kind of interesting and not the way of doing it, but oh, FremAN is pushed back decisively. Look at that. Volley landing. Just taking down a bunch of goons, a bunch more goons going down as well. This is exactly what FremAN needs not to do as this push is making its way towards him. He needs to not bleed units like this. He has already lost about 30 supply in these various endeavors, so he really should take better care.
You know, I think maybe FremAN was trying to force a base trade type situation where he thought the Terran army would keep going down the left side and keep going on the right side.
EMP! Oh, that hurts me. Another EMP. Sorry, go on.
That is perfectly fine. We're having EMPs all over the place. There should still be a couple High Templar with energy, though. I don't think they all got hit. Or maybe they did. Wow, maybe they actually... Oh no, there's 4 in the shuttle. There are 4 in the shuttle that should still have storm. If he gets some Jangby storms off, Jesus, that is an insane tank line. This looks like a Zerg player or something. This is like the Ultralisk train coming down, except it's siege tanks. I'm actually not sure which is scarier, if these were all Ultras or if these are all siege tanks. I think they're pretty close. They're both pretty scary. Alright, come on! Jangby! Jangby! Jangby would be ashamed of you. He would not be pleased.
FremAN is dead. Wow.
Did he even get 1 storm off?
He got 1, but that wasn't from any of the full energy High Templar in his shuttle, because what he did, for anyone who's not quite sure why that failed so badly where others have succeeded, he dropped his High Templar too far forward ahead of his main force, and so the tanks at the back, which were out of range of the main force, just landed down like a ton of bricks on top of those High Templar immediately because they had nothing else to shoot at. And so that was never really going to end well for those. And FremAN making some really major micro errors right here, wandering into some more spider mines as well. He's about to wander into a whole bunch more. He cannot afford to be doing this right now. This is really unfortunate for our Protoss player. Oh dear me.
Yeah, he's gonna lose his mineral only now as well. He's gonna counterattack up to the what is that, top right-ish base? I don't even know what clock that is. But here we go, he's going in, run into mines again. There's only 3 siege tanks here. He might make some headway. He is losing a lot of units to do this attack though. This is a bit of a Pyrrhic victory, but he's at least gonna force a lift on the command center, and I guess any victory at this point, however small, is at least a little bit of hope for him. But yeah, I mean, he's down like 60 supply or something. He's at 127 against 193 now. He did target down the command center, but now his army's stuck here. Oh man, getting a stasis on the vessel in 1 Vulture, that's not the most useful stasis I've ever seen.
There's so many siege tanks. All the siege tanks are busy coming over to the top right-hand side. This was a fairly decent attack. It would have been better if he'd have had an observer so he could make his way up through that right-hand side base without losing so many units on the way, and then if he'd have retreated rather than getting himself stuck there, because he's just lost 2 control groups. It's just like that. Those dragoons are never making it out alive. Not a single hope in hell. And they're just going to have to retreat all the way back. Maybe try and wander into the main base. A few zealots going into the left-hand side, doing some decent mine clearing. I don't know how many that was. And FremAN is ready to make that left-hand side base again, but he has got no cash in the bank. and he's got no supply either. Less than 100 supply versus a pretty much max Bizzy. This is looking bad.
Yeah, I just realized he's only at 3-0 as well against a 3-3 Bizzy, so that's not helping. I mean, armor and shield upgrades for Protoss and PvT aren't that crucial since, you know, siege tanks are doing 85 damage a pop anyway. Freaking siege tanks. 85 damage, that's just ridiculous. That just sounds silly, man.
Yeah,
it
like,
sounds
wrong. Yeah, what was Bizzy thinking? Clearly imbalanced. A few more zealots throwing their lives away over on the left hand side. They managed to take out all the siege tanks there, but the force does go down. He's moving up there with more dragoons. This is kind of a decent hit and run attack as long as he actually does the run part. He's done the hit part. He might take a rather nasty mine hit right there. Doesn't go too badly, and he's managing to do some decent damage. But now I think he needs to choose his moment. He needs to get back out of there.
Run, Elegant. Are you really a Protoss? Protoss don't run.
Well, they're not going to be able to in just seconds. Oh, the dragoons dying. Blue blood everywhere.
Are you gonna get a vessel?
Nice. No, not that one.
And by nice, I mean it's a futile gesture at 83 supply against 190. Bizzy is now finally taking the top right bases again. Well, I guess he took this one earlier, but he only mined a couple of minerals from it. Hey, it looks like Bizzy's just
playing safe by Bizzy. This is playing safe by Bizzy, isn't it?
Yeah, I wonder. I was actually just gonna say, I wonder if this is because of what happened with him against Valkyrie, where he just kind of won the game and then goofed around and ended up losing the game. Where now he's like, okay, I am definitely not gonna lose this game. You know, I'm not gonna suicide across bridges into storms. I'm not gonna get recalled and die. I am going to lose or win rather this game.
It's easy to get confused, isn't it? You can see how it happened. A few sidestorms landing on a group of vultures right there because the High Templar were on their way out. But that really is the last of FremAN's units. He's still sub 100 supply.
Oh, he might go for recall though. I don't know what he's gonna recall.
I don't know what he's gonna bring in.
He's got like 6 goons. Oh no, he's got like 8 goons.
And a High Templar and an Arbiter. Is he going to bring in another Arbiter?
He's not going to bring the Arbiter. He's leaving the Arbiter out of this. Oh, here we go.
Will the Arbiter make it in? Looks like it will make it in. Lands directly on the mines.
Oh, one hit, one went off, and now the goons are like infinite stock mode.
Yeah, that's not great. They do manage to actually glitch themselves eventually, just about, but that is a fruitless recall. Throwing a bunch of storms down on the siege tanks, all well and good, but unfortunately, it's just not going to be anything like enough for FremAN. Bizzy is easily able to clean that up, busts some more cash out of the bank, and is able to remax himself easy, whilst FremAN is on 88 supply, and Bizzy thinks, yeah, it's time to go.
Yep, here's the A move. It's A move Terran time. Let's go. Come on, Bizzy. A move that Terran. I mean, Terrans should love doing that, right? You know, they always complain about Protoss A moving against them. So, you know, now he's got an opportunity to get some payback on the Protoss race. And here we go. Man, look at that minimap. That big trail of yellow streaming down there.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty. That's a really huge force from Bizzy. One storm landing down on the siege tanks, but the dragoons all die very quickly. And FremAN is just pushed all the way back into his main. He's just basically spamming High Templar.
GG! Bizzy takes game number 1.
Yeah.
Nice. Can't say I didn't expect it, but FremAN put up a good fight. I mean, he was actually up in supply for a lot of that game.
Yeah, which is kind of weird. He was he was a victim of his own play at many times there. His tendency to walk into mines was horrible. He was really over-aggressive, which I think maybe is more a result of practicing on ladder against lower levels in order to get up to his old rank, and kind of maybe getting a little bit of an over-egged idea of what he can actually pull when he gets into a game against a player like Bizzy, perhaps. I don't know.
But I'm wondering, are there just so few Terrans on the Icy Cup ladder now that you can get to, you know, B without making obs in PvT? Is that what you can do nowadays? I mean, you know, surely even at like C- level, you have to make observers, no?
Well, you'd think so, wouldn't you? You would think so.
Yeah.
So that was really weird. He made, as far as I could tell, 1 observer all game, which would explain why he had so much gas for High Templar in the end. But I can't see it going well for him for the rest of the day unless that was some kind of strange anomaly.
It's all right, man. It's all right. That was just the warm-up. It's just the warm-up. FremAN's got this. He's got the group. It's in the bag. It's in the bag. Don't worry about it. All right, we're going to go to a quick break and come back for the second match, which is going to be Kenzie versus Enjoy Me.